This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evoker.
And Evoker, it's Goblin time! I hope you like that little saying, because I'm going to be saying it quite a lot in the coming weeks and months.
Goblin time, goblin mode. This feels like a theme.
Welcome back, Happy New Year!
Hello.
And what a way to celebrate the new year than with a new PTR, looking at a new patch, looking at a new city, a new raid, new dungeon, loads of other new stuff like warband screens and things we're going to be talking about in the weekly reset, and of course...
What else?
New raid Tiersets.
No, is that what we're doing?
There are loads of them, but don't worry, we're not going to be talking about the 4-set bonuses because we want to have a nice time. We want to have fun.
We're going to be going through all of the tier sets and ranking them according to our very highly scientific ranking system.
Of whether we like them or not. You know you want to hear our opinions on this, and then you can just copy all the clever things we say about them to your friends, and you'll sound so clever.
Right, that's what I do.
So join us as we rank the Undermined raid tier sets appearances from worst to best, though. Okay, go.
Okay.
Look.
Tally.
I'm a priest player, okay?
Over to you.
You know, like, obviously, when I look at these, I always have it in my head, like, I will end up with this set. It will be mine. I don't want to be ungrateful because priest players have absolutely eaten in the last couple of expansions. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm being ungrateful when I say, what is this crock of shit? I hate it.
Wait, surely the helm gets some points.
I mean, it's kind of like, I like it in theory,
right.
You know, it's kind of a crown of thorns over, like, but I don't know, I'm sure there's a name for this type of headwear, like this shape of kind of cowl, but to me, it just looks like it shouldn't have got through the design phase. And it makes me look like the head is square. I'm not big on it. I don't like the way the shadow effect comes over the face like this.
But look, you have a little halo glowing above
actually,
your head.
And the halo, you do see the halo when you're looking at it from behind.
Right?
And the light. Okay, do you know what? Whatever score I end up giving this, it's going to get 1 point extra because actually the lighting effects on this mythic set are brilliant. Fair play.
Really good.
At its best, it's kind of like a Statue of Liberty kind of shiny thing. Do you know what my absolute worst thing about this set is? The thing that I hate most about it, and this is a long list, but this is like at the top of it. This, like, what should be the bottom of a jacket kind of thing, which I love, by the way, on WoW sets. It's not attached to anything. It's literally just a weird-ass half skirt. It usually, on the chest, they usually have something that looks like it connects to it, so it creates a jacket or drape or something.
It's just attached
but here, it's just coming out of your butt. It's just coming out your bum. And yeah, the 5 pieces I hate, it's doing that thing of like, hey, we have 3D technology, so just whack 2 pieces of 3D bread on this leg sandwich. I hate that.
You know what's killing me about this colorway? It's like the Victorian long johns he's wearing underneath. He's like
the white long johns don't do any favors.
Yeah. He's like, this is like Scrooge going to bed.
Even the black and red and gold, which should be a slam dunk, they spoil by putting that really weird red on. What's going on?
What's the deal? There's a kind of there are too many reds. They're like reds, coppers, oranges. This must be in progress because all those reds and coppers together,
and they're bad.
Is not.
I don't like it. Okay, the Void one's cool. The Void one is the coolest one, but even then it's got this weird greeny grey. Now, what I would say is, I have also seen this on my female human in-game.
Must
on
be
the
cooler.
PTR,
Must be
and
pretty cool.
It is a bit better. Because, you know, like, you can't see so many of the details.
I want to love this because the helm is so ridiculous, and I love kind of like a freaky cultist priest vibe.
They should have leaned more into the cultist vibe.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a 4.
Oh, wow. I was going to be generous and give it a 6.
Yeah, it's because you don't have to wear it.
Oh, yeah. I have hope for this on non-male human characters.
Maybe. Well, the 4 is based on the extra point for the halo and for the lighting effects. But then I took away another extra point for the shadow of the face, which doesn't work and is bad. So people can see that. It's not good, is it?
Especially with your mustache coming out of the side.
I think in many ways this is a particularly good Evoker set, but I think most people won't look at it that hard because they'll look at it and they'll go, oh yeah, it's Evoker.
Yeah, it's dragonfly. The silhouette and the shapes are really evocative of like many of the Evoker sets we've seen, which makes sense, you know, and the black and the gold and the kind of pointy little elements on the boots and the, you know, like it's all like I've kind of seen this before. I love the little like dragons are magic, like little orb.
I do like the floating orb. I think the floating orb actually is like actually claps. It's really good.
And
one of the reasons all Evoker sets kind of look a bit samey is because they all use like this dragon flight kind of block pattern that they start with, but also, and I think this is genuine, because you only ever see one male race ever wearing Evoker set. You only ever see one female race ever wear. Like you don't get like an orc wearing it. You don't get like a tauren wearing it. Like unlike any other class in the game except for Demon Hunter. But even then, you have 4 models that can wear it. Evoker only has 2 different models that can even wear this armor.
Fair.
Maybe that's
limiting.
why it all looks a little bit the same.
It's limiting because you're always gonna have like, you know, these pouty little.
These beautiful fruity boys.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at him. I love him.
This is him in my visage form. So it's just the belt and the shoulders, and like, okay. I feel like they could have gone with the concept a little bit more with this one. Like, you know, opulent treasure scales hoard. Yeah. It's like, okay, it's a dragon that like dragons love treasure, right? And they hoard treasure. And I feel like it maybe could have got the hoarding treasure theme across a bit better beyond the name. And we see some of the sets do that really well, and this doesn't quite do that. Yeah,
I feel like something a little more unusual or asymmetrical, or I guess what I'm saying is I would love to be really surprised by the Evoker set. That one actually looks good. I really like the Raid Finder one.
Yeah.
There's something about the kind of the uniformity of the colors. Oh, yeah, I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Just because I'm not in love with it.
No, you're not.
That being said, beautifully detailed and it's nice.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go to 6.5 as well, because I just feel like they didn't push the theme enough. If I gave you that name, Opulent Treasure Scales Hoard, and told me to design
it has to be like
some
extra
Evoker armor, I feel like you'd have come up with something very thematically memorable, like, you know, shoulder pads with like gold tumbling out, like gold coins tumbling out, and like, you know, like maybe many necklaces because you're hoarding them.
Or why like, not? Why not like
that.
Being an Evoker who like signals to being a dragon, to literally having, you know, like a golden dragon like draped on you, and you know, like why not totally. In your visage form literally just have all like dragon elements instead of just being like these are pointy dragon bits.
We're trying to make ourselves surprised with new ideas. Because we're not surprised by this at all.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on.
Really nice.
All right then, what about Warrior? What do you think of this, Avatal?
Okay, you know what? This is pretty good. It says warrior to me. It says plate. It's a guy and he's covered in plate.
Honestly, if you showed me this set and you were like, this isn't a new set, this is an old set, which expansion is it from? I'd be like, oh, I know this one. I know the exact one. I just need to think back. I just need to remember which one it is. There's like a 3 little dot motif going on.
Yeah, what are those? What's going on
there? You've got the
there?
3 spikes on the shoulders.
I love the spikes.
You've got the 3 dots on the gloves. You've got the 3 dots on the belt, and they're all glowing. They're all red. Ooh. So there are spikes popping out of these holes here. Do we think maybe there were spikes on the gloves and the belt, but they just fell off?
Potentially. I think maybe they fell onto his toes.
Oh, do you know what? I love a set with toes. Right? Which is your favorite color scheme of these?
You know, I kind of like Raid Finder. It's a little different. I think I like the greenish one.
This is the Gladiator one. And you know why this one is so good?
Why?
Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a literal Monster Energy Drink logo on his cloak here. And once you notice the Monster Energy Drink logo on his cloak, you kind of notice it on his helmet as well. This is designed for World First Raiders, designed for World First PvPers, just sitting there with their Monster Energy. Do they even drink Monster Energy Drink anymore? Or do they have their own brands that they're trying to sell?
Yes, exactly. It's all its own brand.
So like they're sitting there. Okay, so here we go. The rank 1 players are all sitting there drinking their own brand brand healthy energy drinks, right? And Blizz, absolutely trolling, they've put this in there just to remind you of the OG.
Yeah, of course. And when you're running around, you're looking at the back from the back of your character.
Well, exactly.
So
you're just like constantly reminded.
I'm going to give it a 7.
I like a 7 as well as a warrior set. I like that it's got its own kind of like built-in
little tabard.
I think it was a skinny tabard, slim fit early mid 2000s tabard. I'm going to give this a 7 as well. Like the most unremarkable score you could give it, but still being quite good.
But still pretty good.
Describes it perfectly, I think. What do you think of this, the Druid set? It's called Roots of Reclaiming Blight, which is an interesting name as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's very drusty.
Yeah.
Super drusty. So my initial reaction was like, ooh.
Yeah. A word that we've used a lot in this video so far, the silhouette. If you just saw the silhouette of this, you'd be like, oh, obviously a Druid. And then, but when you see the details of the set, it kind of undermines your expectations a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the drust look is great, and it's going to look amazing on like Kultiran Druids. As a result, which is awesome. It is husky.
It's husky, that's the word.
Okay, so if a druid is a tree, this is like a dead tree trunk, right? And life still exists in dead tree trunks, but it's not the life that existed there before.
Yes.
You know, which I think is like
that.
yeah, exactly.
It
is the cycle and the circle and stuff, and that's the feel I get from this set.
It's slightly skeletal and woody, but still like I like the idea that this druid has like, you know, color and life kind of at their core, but as it extends to their appendages, it becomes this drusty thing. Even on top of his head, if you spin around a little bit, like literally kind of growing out of his head, or not growing because it's dead. It's cool.
I think I'm talking myself into liking it more than I actually
like it.
I
know what you mean. Maybe the most boring shoes I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
But they're druids,
little clogs, little druid clogs.
Clogs.
I saw a druid.
I don't know that reference.
Okay.
I like this. I'm not like in love with it. So I'm going to say like 7 and 7.
I'm going to say 7 and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say 7 and a half.
It's better than a 7.
Exactly, because it is cool.
Yeah.
And the elements are all really neat.
The skull, I'm pretty sure.
Is that the cat form?
It's quite literally the Kultiran Druid cat form, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll become like the transformer into the thing. Yeah. Could it maybe be a sign that Drust is on the horizon somewhere as well in the storyline?
Yes, I'm in.
You know, I'd be well up for that. The more I look at this set, the more I like it. I think it's terrific. In fact, I've looked at it a bit more, so now I'm giving it 7.6.
Ooh.
If we stay here for another hour, we might even get up to 8.
Okay.
What do you think of this? The Tangerine Dream. Okay, look, I saw your face when I put this one on, and you were kind of like amazed and aghast, and I understand you're having all these feelings right now, and you don't really know where they're coming from or why they're... Can I explain something to you?
Yes, go ahead.
I also had this reaction.
Right.
But I think that reaction purely came from the fact that we just don't get many orange armor sets in
there's
WoW.
Something to that.
And it literally is just the color. Design-wise, it's a classic design, really, you know.
Yeah, this is just kind of like a baddie from Torghast with some color, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, there's quite a few class sets in this list who are like, oh, it doesn't look like a X, it looks like a Death Knight or Mythic. I mean,
okay,
look.
There you go. My feeling was that the orbs were kind of like contained elemental energy, right? And we've got it here. Like this is Shaman-y. The effect especially gives it a little bit of Shaman flavor.
I like the kind of the thematic consistency in this set, right? So you've got like the lightning effect, the metal in the shape of the lightning containing the orbs on the shoulders here, and like the kind of the silhouette of the shoulder pads themselves are also kind of like lightning shaped. Obviously you have the lightning shape on the mask as well, going down that, and those are replicated on the belt as well, and on the pattern on the skirt, and on the kind of like the shredder style like blades on the gloves as well. The effect of like the kind of little sparks of light and electricity moving around inside makes it look really like an atom or something.
Yeah, it's like proper science center stuff.
Yeah, totally. It's like I'm controlling these elements on an atomic scale sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, the void looks really cool.
Like you are basically a shadow priest here, containing and using the void, right? Which I think is actually really, really cool.
And they kind of harken back to Xalatath's orbs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh wow. Yeah. True.
It's like hers are just kind of running wild and free. And
why
like
couldn't we get that with the priests? Why couldn't we get that with the priest
I
set?
know, I'm so
Why couldn't we
sorry.
get cool Xalatath orbs with the priest set?
You have a preference between skirt or trousers?
Oh, yeah, and this one, definitely the skirt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because with trousers, it just looks
Top heavy, isn't it?
It could be anyone, right?
Yeah,
It could
you're
be any
right.
class. But put a skirt on it, it could be a shaman. And I really like that. I'm gonna give this a solid 7.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah?
Yeah, no lie.
Okay.
I'm all about the Tangerine Dream. It's one of
Yeah.
your 5 a day. Say what you like about Warlock sets, but they go hard and they don't care what anyone thinks.
Like, special shout out to the Warlock designers out there, because yeah, you're right, they just don't hold back. Is his face just like a gash, just a gaping a gaping toothy hole?
Axe woundy.
Yeah. Like just and they move. The
Yeah.
little teeth move.
I mean, that's
oh my god.
Looking at the silhouette of this,
Yes.
it's unmistakably a Warlock and
Absolutely.
could frankly be any Warlock set of the last kind of 20 years.
Sure,
to be perfectly honest.
silhouette-wise.
Yeah, silhouette-wise, but there are
Big like bell sleeves, right?
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
But there are details about it which make it stand out, which
Yeah.
I really, really like. The most obvious of which are the big, mouthy shoulder pads.
Unbelievable.
Shoulder pads which are just mouths. I like it. The designer sat
Of course
down
you would.
and they went, it's like my birthday
Yeah.
and Christmas and Valentine's Day.
all with teeth.
Someone sat down and was just like, how about mouth? And someone else said yes. So they did a mouth for shoulder pads and they did a mouth for the face.
Yeah.
And they've kind of done a mouth for the
there's
chest
and you can
as
almost
well.
see it as like a gaping hole, right?
Yeah,
you know?
in
And
the
same.
chest. Well,
Look, their
on
teeth.
this
Look,
colour scheme.
their
Yeah,
teeth.
everywhere, teeth around the neck, teeth hanging down there. There's teeth on there.
on the back, amazing.
It's
Little
all
like
teeth.
dangling bones and teeth coming off the shoulder pads.
Everything is teeth, but not everything is mouth. It looks like there's like a demon breaking out of your face.
Yeah,
it looks like you. It looks like you have.
Being
You have.
born from
Yeah,
your face.
it looks like you manifested the demon within you, and it is breaking through like alien through your chest. But this one's going through your face.
Warlocks look their absolute best when they go for like acid 80s color themes. So like the hot pink, the lime green, like anytime I see like that, anytime I see a Warlock embracing that,
close,
I'm like,
isn't it?
you're doing it right. 8.5, really solid 8.5. I think it is a recognizable Warlock silhouette because I'm unsurprised. I'm like, okay, but like you say, the grossness of it and the detail of it is really satisfying.
It scores points for ick, certainly. So I instead of giving it an 8, because of the added ick, I'm going to give it 8.6.
Very nice.
Yeah, 8.6 recurring.
Yeah, 8.666.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, that's what recurring means.
Yeah, just clarifying.
Sorry, I've just noticed how the cloak around the neck isn't a cloak; it's flesh.
It's just like disgusting.
It's like rotting.
ribbed,
It's like rotting
fleshy.
flesh. Okay, 8.67.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, but it's a higher score.
okay.
The thing I love about this set, and I do love it, is that, again, like by the silhouette, unmistakably a demon hunter, but it's like the evolution of the demon hunter. It's like they were kind of renegades doing their own thing, and it's like they've been demon hunting so long and they've been in the fold so long, it's like they've become wardens.
Yeah, I was gonna say this instantly. Like I look at this and it makes me think of like Maiev. It makes me think of the wardens.
Exactly.
But
It's
at
like-
the same time, it is clearly a demon hunter.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool
Isn't
and
that
clever
amazing? It's
how
like
they've
such
managed
a
to do
clever
that.
concept.
It is
which
so
what if demon hunters joined the wardens
So
and they were all
good.
working together? Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and you've got like kind of the scythe shoulders, which are actually kind of horns for like demons.
Well, exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. The shoulders are like a big demon-shaped face with
Yeah,
a horn,
with a big old horn for a nose.
Amazing. The mask is something that we don't usually get with demon hunters. Something like that. There's no flesh showing at all.
Yeah, no.
which is very unusual.
Surprising.
But that's kind of cool as well,
And
right?
again, so kind of turning your expectations on their head a little bit, because you're like, okay, it's a demon hunter, but wait, they're fully clothed. You got to get like
the
a fell
proper
one.
fell one. They all work really well, don't they?
They're pretty good. I love the name, Fell Dealer's Contraband.
This is like a truly memorable demon hunter set for a demon hunter.
Yeah.
Because it's so unlike anything else they've got. I'm gonna feel like I'm giving everything 8s and 9s right now.
I know.
But I feel like I'm going to give it...
8.5 for me.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 as well.
Is that boring?
I think
8.5 is the new 7, Tally.
I think it's probably better than 8.5.
You know,
I think that's the thing. I know. I'm going to get...
It is also quite simple, but like that doesn't detract from it, right?
I really like this set. Mm-hmm. If I was a Demon Hunter main, I think I would love this set so much. I think like I would be. I'm sure there are many Demon Hunters who hate it because that's the world, right?
Fair.
But if I was a Demon Hunter main, I would be over the moon with this set. Look, the teeth and the shoulders are a cage.
Oh,
for caging demons.
Love it. It is really good.
I'm gonna give it an 8.9.
Good.
This is Paladin.
Wow.
Yeah, you like this one, don't you?
All right. Well, I like it because it looks like the little owl guys from Shadowlands.
Oh, no. Shadowlands mentioned again.
Sorry.
Right, docking a point. Simple as that. No, they love being servants.
Love doing everything for you.
They love it, so it doesn't matter that they have no choice.
I don't think it is literally an owl, but it's reminiscent of that. I mean, I do love...
These are lions, right, on the shoulders here. Lions with wings. So what's a lion with wings?
A griffin? Yeah.
Well, they're not. That's not what a griffin is in WoW. They've got lion paws in WoW.
They do. So they've got it swapped around. But you know what a lion with wings is in WoW? It's the Shadowlands mounts.
No, stop! Sorry. This is the Griffin set. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Then. So I really like the lions on the shoulders here. Mm-hmm. Not something I'd expect from a Paladin set. The kind of lion gargoyles with the glow coming out of the mouth.
Headpiece looks really good from the back because you're seeing the glow coming up behind it. Ooh,
so that's heroic. I think that's better than mythic, honestly. Yeah. Look, they've all got the cool like it's a cold day and the Griffin can see his breath, right?
Yeah.
They've all got that coming out.
Coming out as well.
Exactly. So that's oh yeah. The heroic one is classic and really cool. Kind of alliancy though, that's the thing.
Very.
And Rangefinder's pretty good as well. Looks like a kind of copper version.
The cloak doesn't match.
What are you trying to do to me? I really like the gloves on these ones. Like the detailing on the fingers and stuff
really
is actually
nice. Like the dark bit underneath.
Look at that. How cool is that's like classic Crusader style. You don't see that very often in WoW sets. And I really like it.
Look at the claws coming out on top of their wrist.
Oh,
that is
so
cool.
Nice. I think Paladin's gonna love this set.
Really nice.
And I think it gets extra points just because Paladin sets have been so bad recently as well. So I'm actually gonna give this like a 9.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like an 8.75 because a 9 just feels like I'm not ready to dole out the 9s yet. So I'm leaning towards a 9.
Yeah,
this is good.
Really cool. I would say that on the mythic set, I don't like the use of brown underneath. I get it. It's like the leather underneath the plate, right? I think that works much better.
Agreed.
On the other sets, but on the mythic one, which should be the best, it kind of makes it look kind of bad. I'm going to take it down to 8.75 as well.
Thank you.
Because of the brown on the mythic set. That's my way of showing my distaste for that. So, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad we agreed on that.
Nice.
And here is the Shaman set.
I think this set is so cool.
Yeah.
This is like so incredibly cool. I love this for a mage. You know, there's going to be an aspect of like elements, right? You have your fire and your kind of more like arcane magics. And this one's called Jewels of the Aspectral Emissary. And I love this idea of this kind of like jewel encrusted spiky, dangerous, like mana creature.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look how cool that is.
Yeah.
And this
very ice cool. So got it.
Well done, Daddy. And I love how the on like the robes and on the bottom and like creeping up, there's this like residue of whatever type of magic that they're using.
I do like the idea of like calcified kind of a mana sort of stuff, like an arcane energy.
Again, I think because it's so different. And look at that's stunning. I think actually I love the Raidfinder one. I think that looks incredible because it looks so icy in the contrast with like the brown brown robes is really something.
I'm really glad we're making this video now after the PTR is out and we can actually see them in game than just from a Wowhead article with like the data mine models or anything, because I think you really do gain something by seeing them in game like this, and like the level of detail that I'm seeing on these that I didn't see when I first looked at them. And granted, I kind of glanced at this one and went, oh, terrible mage set, and moved on. And I think a lot of people did. But I think looking at it and also having your enthusiasm for it, I'm totally seeing it now. I really love the cloth kind of drapes coming from the shoulder, like diagonally, like that, like a kind of dressing gown kind of thing, which I think is really awesome. I love the Raid Finder and Heroic sets because they're ice themed, and I think the Raid Finder set, it works particularly well. You were kind of alluding to this, the idea that I've been using loads of icy magic, and there is like ice residue on my road,
creeping up and on your shoes.
Yeah, but it's like part of my road is just encrusted with ice because I've been firing ice at people,
and it's on the top bits as well.
And it looks so great. Is it distractingly anime, this set? Like,
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything with like the hair, right?
Yeah, totally.
You know, because they changed up Shaman. They're like, the Ascension form, they're like, let's put the troll hair away, but let's just like sneak it in maybe into the next tier.
Maybe all of the kind of the spiky bits on this, it's not actually part of the armor. It's like it's encased itself on the armor through use.
I love that.
And I think that's really awesome.
I can't wait to see it in action. You know, like think of a spellcaster, right? Think of how that's going to look, and it's going to look so good. 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going to give it a 9 as well. Yeah, like it's
oh, you
really
came
cool.
around.
I did. I when I looked at it, I hated it first of all.
Wow.
When I looked at it over Christmas, but I see it in game, and I actually really like it.
I'm a huge fan. Hey everyone, Happy New Year, Happy 2025. It's a joy to be back here for another year with you and with Squarespace, who are sponsoring today's video. Thank you. Listen, I love people who go hard into a new year, full steam, just absolutely going to town on that new year energy. But I also really value a slower approach. This is my mantra. Today, I am going to scroll through my Squarespace site and make any little fixes that it may need. First of all, our featured video could probably use a little update, so why not plonk our latest in there? Because I've already embedded a video, all I need to do is copy and paste the URL, and there it is. No thumbnail selection, no fiddling, just instant replacement. My scroll continues and things are looking pretty good. Apart from this weird gap below our featured and inherently very cool merch. What's going on there? Thankfully, the Squarespace editor is so intuitive, and because it's now drag and drop grid based, I can just go, less grids, fewer grids, grids be gone. And finally, with our desktop version looking tidy, why not have a look at our mobile version, which I can do directly through the editor. Thankfully, my page design is mobile responsive and... Are you kidding me? These again? Listen, sometimes enough is enough, and that's when you put it in the trash. The bin. It's gone. That was kind of relaxing, actually. Don't like it? Just bin it. I am manifesting just bin it energy in 2025, and you can too. Just head to squarespace.com/TaliesandEvitel, where you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain and build the easiest, lowest maintenance website of your dreams. Or just use code TaliesandEvitel. That's squarespace.com/TaliesandEvitel. Just bin it.
Evie, I think this is like a momentous occasion. We've been doing these videos for a long time. The story of these videos is basically like, oh, we like this one. The Warlock set's really good. The Hunter set is like the biggest piece of shit you've ever seen.
Effectively,
and I think personally that this is like a top tier Hunter set. Evie, do you agree?
I think it's so cool.
Oh! She does! Almost 10 years! And for the first time since, I think, literally Legion, we are here with a Hunter set that Evertel likes. So I'm going to shut up. No more Taliesin. The rest of this video is going to be Evertel. Go!
Okay,
wait, don't you think that...
I don't really know what this has to do with Undermine, and that's okay.
Okay,
I'm
so
okay with that.
None of these are anything to do with Undermine.
I love the idea that they're like, someone was like, can we just make it look like a Death Knight, a warrior, can we do skulls? So you know how hunters often get skulls? We get skulls of animals.
Yeah.
Can we just do skulls of humans
Oh
this
my
time?
God, you're
and then,
right!
And then, you know, all of like the Warlock designers were like, yes.
Let me open my folder.
Let me show you what we've got here. And,
oh my God, but you're right though. They are a hunter of humans.
Yeah, so
they're a human hunter.
They've moved on.
They're like the Predator.
And I have to say, like, everything about this is so cool. I love the use of the chainmail. Like,
there's actual mail on a mail set?
Thank you. Thank you. There's mail. It's on the front. It's like cascading down the back. And then just the actual like shape of it is so cool and detailed. And, you know, you've got maybe a like Death Knight base, but then you have these very huntery elements, like the kind of tusks coming in. Oh, you've got these incredible shoulder pads with flaming skulls, but underneath them coming out are these almost spikes, almost like reminiscent of feathers. Like, so it makes you think of hunters. And then of course, like spiked toes. So you have all of these hunter elements.
It's very elven. It's very rangery.
Yeah, it is.
Like the heroic one is like the Sylvanas color scheme,
of
right?
course,
So,
yeah.
And of course, Sylvanas would be a human hunter, right? So that makes sense.
I love this. I think it's crazy. This is like a solid 9 for me.
Oh, really?
It's awesome.
I'm giving it a 10, no notes.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. I've changed my mind. I'm going to give it a 9 as well because I don't like the PvP colors. But yeah, the Mythic and Heroic in particular, I mean... Is there a set better than this in the entire list? I don't know. I think it's really, really good. And
love it.
To say that about a hunter set.
I know.
What a world. Who would have predicted? Who could ever have predicted this?
This was not on my bingo list.
Listen, okay.
Holy shit.
When these sets first hit, I think people were very disappointed that they weren't like steampunky because everyone was like really looking forward to like the Goblin steampunk kind of, you know, raid sets.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. I think that may have like tainted people's view of these sets.
Yes.
And I think I was one of those people over Christmas. I glanced at the Wowhead article after the data mining. And I was like, oh, these sets aren't great, but there's a couple of good ones in there. But honestly, doing this video, this is like banger after banger.
I don't think
banger.
we've ever had a tier set list anything close
I think
to this.
some of these are incredible. All of the sets that work and all of them are good, and most of them are good because they're such bold designs.
Absolutely.
Which I absolutely love. And this
Agreed.
is a great example of that.
This is incredible.
I mean,
oh my
you know,
God.
it's obviously a monk set. It couldn't be anything else, but it is so bold and it just does not care.
No, it does not. And they're like, should we just put this kind of like dragon head as your head?
Like the dragon head is obviously the centerpiece of this, and it's the thing that people will remember about this set, and I love it. And look how much use you can get out of all these different colored dragon heads, right? Like absolutely awesome. But I think this set has got so much more going on. Like obviously the helmet is the centerpiece, but look, you've got a top that gives you tattoos.
Okay, serious question. How does this look on females?
Okay. Well, okay. So look, it still gives you tattoos on your arms.
Yeah, but you got a boob tube, which
very much missing out.
Makes sense, but I was hoping that the tattoos would just like serve as a little top.
Or like maybe just the bandages without the kind of the armor piece.
Yeah, I agree. The armor kind of detracts from it a little bit.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Back to the man. Yes, definitely looks better on the man where you can see the dragon heads on
tattoos.
The pec. Amazing.
And it winds all the way down your arms.
It's absolutely stunning. I wonder if there's anything on the back that the cloak is hiding, but the arms and the chest, absolutely stunning. So that's like amazing thing number 2 about this set.
Yes.
Amazing thing number 3, this one like long drapey bit of cloth that comes flying off the shoulder.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Like actually genuinely good physics on this as well, which I really enjoy. Very floaty.
Cool.
The belt cord. Look at this asymmetrical cord going through the belt.
Yeah, that's
so amazing
with
its own physics as well.
Really,
like
really
so many
good.
sets we've seen in this collection would have painted this cord on.
Absolutely.
Not this set. No, this is one like give it to me,
just
make it asymmetrical.
Dangle.
Yeah, give it jiggle physics. Absolutely. And then finally, of course, the embroidery on these pants, these balloon pantaloons.
Absolutely stunning. And again, kind of like the dragon motif, but it looks so beautiful. You're right. So this has like so many little elements that come together so nicely, and like you really get
as well.
Yeah,
like,
you really get a sense of like the material that things are made of, and these kind of like, in this case, like shiny jade, like kind of little elements and flames, like the dragon. Oh my god, look how
I know, and it commits to its color schemes so well, doesn't it?
They're so beautiful and just bright, and
you're right. Like the textures really give the impression of different materials on this, which I think is fantastic.
I feel like in terms of like selling texture, it really feels like a different material or texture. Is this just like Super Saiyan? Like,
yeah, of course it is, but it's also more than that. Like the silhouette is, and I think a lot of people would have seen this and dismissed it as such, like the Mage set.
But having a monk be that is hilarious. Totally. Like it's great. It's perfect. I mean, in these colors, I mean, look at that one. That's just Goku.
But they work incredibly coherently as a whole. The green one is like the monkiest set ever.
Yep.
It's really great, and I'm going to give it a 10.
Ooh, I'm going to give it a 9.5, if only for the female model. I don't like the boob tube put on it. If it was just those bandages, if it was just some more bandages,
you're right.
That would feel more monkey. Like that would feel more like in keeping.
I had forgotten about 50% of the population, as usual.
Yeah. I just seriously dislike, especially with female characters, when it's just like stuck on, because it's like, come on, like that's just gonna flop off.
Yeah.
Like let's be real here.
Oh, you're right. Do you know what? I'm gonna take mine down to a 9.
No, 9.5. 9.5. They went bold.
It's such a downgrade on the female model. It's such a downgrade. I'm going to give it a 9. It's still like one of the best monk sets of all time.
Agreed.
It's one of the better sets in this very, very strong collection of tier sets. Like I genuinely thought this was a weaker collection when we started, but I think it's one of the best collections of all time.
Yeah,
honestly, like so far, it's
top tier.
Oh my. Hey. Still got it.
Thanks, babe.
So this is Rogue, and I desperately need your help on this, Avatar, because I actually can't decide if this is like complete baller or the goofiest shit you've ever seen.
This is.
And maybe both. Like
yes, it can be both. I'm sorry, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is insane. But listen, hear me out. So we've had so far for these tier sets, like really beautiful, cohesive. You know what I mean? Like there's kind of a head to toe look, and then this effing guy steps in, and it's literally someone was just like, hey, what about a pirate skeleton? And they were like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
It is a pirate skeleton.
It's not like a pirate skeleton who has these really cool like spiky bits on it. It's not a pirate skeleton who has some like crazy other thing going on. It is a straightforward pirate skeleton guy.
I would maintain that this is not a pirate. This is actually a dandy highwayman.
Oh, okay.
He's actually a dead dandy highwayman.
Okay.
You know?
The name, it's a spectral gambler's last call.
Yeah,
and also the names of these sets are really good.
He is very much just a rogue. And that's what I love, right? Yeah, you know, he's not like an assassin. He is literally a rogue.
He's a rogue.
Because rogue sets
gambler,
tend to be assassin sets, right? It's like, here's my poison, here's my sneaky set. And this is very much like, no, I go around, I rob fair maidens of their necklaces from their carriages, and they all kind of want a piece of me. Despite
Look at my scarf.
Exactly.
Holding my head onto my neck.
The scarf is so dandy. Pistol in his belt there as well, which I really, really like. You know, even you got the kind of, because he is dead after all, you got the sort of dirt effect towards the bottom of each jacket like that. I'm gonna minus some points though, because this set does something I don't like, which we talk about in these videos quite a lot, where they've tried to recreate a 3D effect on a 2D flat surface with texturing, which we do not have to do anymore. We have the technology. We don't need to do that lame stuff. And I love the drape on this cloak until you realize it's not 3D and it's like painted on.
Can I talk about how you have a skull face, and also this is my favorite armor trope. You've got your skull face, and then it's like, well, why don't I put my face on my shoulders and my belt?
Imagine you did that with other armor sets, like your own face.
It's just like just
on different parts of your armor. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Because the skull is kind of goofy. I feel like the skull is a bit too high up.
Well, it's like
on the thing,
held
like,
onto his body in a very interesting way.
Yeah,
like there's a big thing holding it on there.
I feel like it would work better if it was just a touch lower, maybe so you couldn't see the teeth or whatever. I like the way that the hat here gets away from the standard WoW problem of hiding your hair by completely obliterating your hair in the first place and making you a skull head.
Yeah, and all of your skin.
What's your score for this?
I told you already. It's a 10 out of 10.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because I would like the skull just a tiny bit further down. Where the scarf is. But apart from that, I completely agree. This is an absolute banger.
Oh my god.
So
Holy
this
shit.
This is like literally one of the best sets ever made. The thing that reminds me of is the legendary plate set from Shadowlands.
Yeah.
Shadowlands mentioned Money in the Pot. But like I would say, if anything, it's maybe even better because it's got some like details in it which I think are really, really good. This is the mythic color scheme, which I like is the most obviously striking and impressive because of the contrast.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just like we talk about level of detail on these, but it is so above and beyond. Like they've really look at all of those layers, like on the shoulders, all of the bones.
I'm going to give you a rundown of things that I really love about this set because there's many. I love these horns which curl back like this, but which don't actually look like they're made of horn. They look like they have been welded together as part. Like they look like someone has made a sculpture, a sharp sculpture out of sharp metal of horns. I think that's brilliant. Yes. I love the Lich King eyes. Like this looks like a Lich King helmet, but it's not like actually a Lich King helmet, but it's just suggestive of it in a way that I think is really good. I love that the armor set covers the whole neck. I think plate sets that cover the whole neck, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right. We've seen some really bad like underwear, for want of a better word, under like metal bits in armor, but this is how it's done. I love the chest piece that looks like a spider. It's kind of like Spider-Man's black outfit there as well, like the glowing in between the rib cages. Like all the metal is so spiky and brilliant. I love obviously the smoke effect, which is like a tongue coming out of the skulls on the side. Amazing. Which and I like how the skulls have little Bart Simpson kind of hair as well. I love the spine on the back of the cloak, which should be in 3D, but still works. Look at the ridges on the back of the helmet here as well.
Love it.
So it just works. Let's have a look at it in other color schemes and tell me what you like about it.
Yeah, let's take a look. Heroic, nice.
Because like the design of the metal over the cloth is so well executed. Yeah. The color schemes kind of don't matter really. Exactly. It always works. Yeah. And it's like, and there's your unholy. God, it's so good.
Really, really, really good. Similar but kind of funny.
The elite set is absolutely kicking. Wow. I love it. This is a 10 out of 10 set for me.
Absolute 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Anything you don't like about it?
No,
there's not. And do you know what? Like,
and all the color sets look great. All the colors look good.
Do you know why? It's because they've apart from the normal one, which I think is the one that works least well, they've kept it a solid, like dark, subdued color underneath, and that just works so well. I even love that they've got different types of glow. On the different just so great. Well done, Death Knights. 10 out of 10. Wow, there we go. I think that was the strongest tier set list we've had in one of these videos. Seriously? I can't remember like a pound for pound stronger tier set list.
Dude, the lack of disappointment is surprising me.
You've done really well. Your brain is blocked out at the beginning of the video, and I think that's admirable of you. However, I have to live with that priest set, so I can't do that. I can't conveniently. Okay. Oh yeah, they're all brilliant. No, they're not. But yeah, overall, I think like the strongest tier set we've seen in one of these vids.
That's the thing that comes across in almost all of them. Like they either take elements, like traditional elements of your character and your class identity, and they kind of flip them on their head a little bit, or just tweak them a little bit, or they go super hard. Like it's a rogue, but wait, this is an actual rogue. This is the little highwayman.
The dead D highwayman.
Yeah. There's a lot of like playfulness in them.
Yeah, we've talked about them a lot more than we usually do as well.
I know, and
I think
feel inspired by them.
It's delightful, much like a lot of 11.0 on the PTR is so far as well. It's just a delightful patch so far, and it's been a real joy to go through here. Let us know your opinions.
Let us know
in the comments below.
Tally,
what?
We missed a trick.
Did we?
We did. We could have gone and like ranked them on my jumper. We could have been like, this one is past, and then Do you see? Because it's all the class.
Are we still selling that jumper?
Yeah.
Oh, then definitely we should do that. Yeah, the class colors jumper, definitely on our shop. We should do that.
Yeah.
Write a comment first and then click on our shop and then buy that. But thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, don't thank us. Thank our patrons who give their actual real life money to make all of our work happen. And patrons, seriously, hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year. We'll be talking to you very soon. Thank you. Without you, there would be a whole lot less Taliesin Nevertell. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it. And remember, my name is... I didn't think of a name. I didn't think of a name to say. What am I going to do now? This is a terrible start to the new year.
Oh, no.